What's up, guys? My name is Maddi. If you don't already know me, I'm a track and field athlete at the University of Georgia, and I just finished out my freshman year. So let's see how that went. This year, in my first year of track, I ran the 100 meter hurdles, 60 meter hurdles, and the 4x1. I've been doing hurdles since about 8th grade, kind of, sorta. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm actually home right now. My season not over. I still have to do U20 championships in Oregon in August. Right now, we're back at home, back at the crib. So I just thought I would take this time to make this video for y'all and put out some content.
Bro, I can't talk.
Anyways, if you don't know me, I went to Drew Charter High School. Shout out Drew Charter. I started running track when I was in 6th grade, only to get faster for basketball. But then I quickly realized, like, once COVID hit, I was like, I kind of like track more than basketball. I like the independence of it. I like that I was in complete control. When I got to 8th grade, I stuck with it. And that's when my coach decided, let's try hurdles. Like, you're really fast, you're a sprinter. You know, let's try to add more to your resume. Then when I got to high school, I stopped doing hurdles for a little bit and I just started sprinting because I was like, I don't know if I really want to do hurdles. But then my dad told me I should switch back to hurdles because he had a meeting with one of my coaches, shout out Coach Boone. And the coach basically said, I think Maddi could be a top 50 sprinter in the world, but I think she could be a top 5 hurdler in the world. And right after he told my dad that, my dad was like, we gonna trust your coach and we gonna put you back in these hurdles. So my sophomore, junior, and senior year, I was just doing hurdles. My sophomore year, I ended up even winning state in both the hurdles and the 100. My junior year was my best year, I would say. In my high school career, I really exploded that year, and I ended up getting a lot of offers that year. I ran a 13.3 in the 100 meter hurdles. Man, after that, my recruitment just exploded, and I took visits. I took visits to Texas, Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, LSU, Georgia. I took a bunch of visits. I can make another video on why I chose Georgia and why I think like Georgia is just the best school. If y'all want that, let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's pretty much like my background, but we can go ahead and get into like the real spill of this video. My first week on campus was absolutely like a complete culture shock. I met so many people. It was so much fun. I moved in with my best friend and my whole team. We're all just getting to know each other, and it was so many freshmen on the team. I'm part of the Avengers, so it was, yeah. If you know, you know, we had like 20 freshmen coming onto this team. Now, I'll say the hardest struggle I had my first couple weeks as a freshman
were the workouts.
They were so hard. That fall training was absolutely no joke. And I know she was going easy on all the freshmen, but even Coach Carroll's easy,
I was still dying.
I thought I was gonna make it. I would wake up in the morning, go to weights, and then go to class and go to practice. We would warm up
and just prepare to die.
This is crazy. The whole team as a whole got mad close over these fall training because we would all just be dying. It was like a trauma. Let me stop. The workouts, I can get through them. Like, it's not that bad, but it's pretty bad. I would say fall though, it's like no stress about competing yet, but it was like fun. You know what I'm saying? If you're an incoming freshman watching this video, some advice to you is literally, you gotta be as open as possible to all the workouts you're doing, to all the people you're meeting. You gotta realize at the end of the day, you're truly blessed to be in the position you're in. So if the workouts are killing you, classes are killing you, not getting along with your teammates, you gotta really think, like, at the end of the day, God has blessed you with the ability and with the talent to be in the position that you're at. The coach that you're going to, they picked you for a reason. They picked you to be on your team for a reason, and they can see your talent, can see your ability, and they want that to be a part of your team. I'll say a lot of things I learned my first semester was time management is definitely key, and so is hydration and your nutrition. I didn't think going into my freshman fall training, because we're not even in season yet, I didn't think that hydration, especially for me, and nutrition, especially for me, are like number one, I would say. Probably right in front of recovery. I'm only saying this because I'm the type of person who catches cramps if they're not hydrated properly, not eating properly. I'm gonna crash and burn at practice, especially if it's a hard workout that I had to do with that fall training, and I had to learn that the hard way. Hydration, nutrition, recovery, those are so important. Get those habits during fall training, so when the season starts, you already have it. It's already easy. especially in track, you're always overexerting your body in track and field. The lactic is gonna get to you. You're gonna be tired. Your muscles gonna be sore. You gotta fuel your body correctly. I'm telling you, you can't put 87 gas in a Hellcat. What's gonna happen? It's going. Okay, now finally indoor season. I would say going into my first meet, I was so scared. I literally got in the blocks and my arms going like this. I'm really shaking the blocks. But I ended up doing really well. I ran a PR. I opened up with a PR in the 60-meter hurdles with an 8:10. Then the season carried on and we ended up going to Albuquerque, New Mexico. And in all that altitude, I ended up breaking 8 seconds as a freshman. That is pretty rare, I would say. I went 7:99. When I did that, I was like, wow. And when I did it, I knew I could go faster than when I did. After I did that, that ended up being number 2 all time, right behind Tara freaking Davis. The training leading up to that, I fixed my form a whole lot. Even the training after that meet, fixed my form a whole lot. I fixed my block start a couple times because my block start, my form wasn't the best coming out the blocks or in the blocks, I would say. My dad always told me the hardest thing to handle is a little bit of success. So I take that 7.99 and I don't count it as I'm doing really good, it's success, but we're not there yet. It's still more to go. It's still more to come. And when I ran that 7.99, I didn't even win the heat. I got second place. I was overly excited that I ran 7.99. I didn't even care what place I got. I went 7.99. Like, it didn't even matter to me. But sometimes you gotta take your success that you earn throughout your season and you just gotta wear it. And you gotta celebrate and you gotta get right back to work. Because you wanna keep succeeding. You wanna keep it going. When you get to SECs, when you get to NCAAs, when you get to outdoor, you gotta keep it going. You gotta keep the work going. The grind does not stop when you succeed. All right, the second half of my indoor season, when it came to conference, all that, natties, all that. So SEC came around. I ended up scoring 6th at SEC, and I think my time was 8:04. Throughout the season, I was running consistently like 8:0s. Since I was top 16 and I was the number one freshman in the nation, I ended up making it to nationals as a freshman. I ended up getting 7th there, and I think I ran 8:03. I'm not sure what my time actually was, but I know it was in the 8:0s. And I got 7th, which is honestly, it's not 8th, so we good. And then also, what really shocked me, we ended up winning our very first indoor national championship. And I won it with my team. And I was there in the middle of the track celebrating, taking pictures, and that was just a really fun experience. I would say as a freshman, I did pretty good. If I can give myself a grade level rating on my season, indoor season, I feel like I would give myself like a A-. I was at the time only 18 years old, competing against people who are in their 20s. I have to give myself some grace, even though, you know, I wanted to win. As long as I keep progressing, keep trusting in my coaches, keep trusting in God, we gonna get there. And then when indoor season ended, we back outside. Outdoor season, that one was for sure a roller coaster. Indoor season was a lot more straightforward. I feel like indoor season was an upward slope. Outdoor season, I feel like I was doing this. I would say this outdoor season, even though I went through many trials and tribulations and I didn't end up qualifying for NCAAs, I would still give myself an A-, the same grade in my indoor season. The reason being is because every single time I stepped on the track, I PR'd by some sort. And I would never see the PR. I would see it's not good enough. It's not 12 seconds. It's not, I didn't make the final. I PR'd, didn't make the final. I don't care. I kept putting myself down, even though every single time I ran the track, I did my absolute best. I did my absolute best out there. And it's reflected in my times because I would run better and better each time I got on the track. I just felt like I'm not good enough. And it's really hard to go through that and continue pushing. My very first race, it was at LSU, I believe. I opened up with a 13:22. My PR going into college was 13:33. That's already a whole 10th faster than what I was running in high school. Next week, it was a home meet, 13:21. As you can see, I PR'd again, but barely. I was still running 13. Next meet, I ran 13:20 again. Then SECs comes along, I ran 13:15. I didn't make the final. That killed me a little bit. I had people who I was racing against indoor, and I was in the final with them. And I had all my hurdle teammates in the finals of theirs. I was the only one that didn't make the final. Which, yeah, I was so happy for them. We had 4 hurdlers at UGA in the final. What other school is doing it like that? And I was like, dang, I'm falling behind. I'm the only one out the whole group that didn't make the final. But I was forgetting the fact that I just PR'd by like 5/100ths of a second. I just hit 13:1 for the first time. And I didn't process that because it wasn't 12 and I didn't make the final. So I keep putting myself down more and more still. And I'm like, what is this lesson that God is trying to teach me? What is the lesson that I have to learn? And I'm thinking like, why is God doing this to me? I just had an amazing indoor season. I'm thinking to myself, what lesson is God trying to teach me before I can grow? And I'm disregarding all this training, all this work I'm putting in, and I was beating myself up. One thing at UGA I feel like is taken more seriously than all the other schools is your mental health. And before I even signed to UGA, I thought mental health was not that important for track and field, not gonna lie. Like, I knew track and field got mental, but I never felt how mental it got until college. But when you're a freshman and you're getting beat up by all these people who are older than you, you're not running as fast as you thought you would, it's gonna really mess with you. And it messed with me. Every single time I took the track, I PR'd. Every single time I got better and better, and I wasn't seeing that. I was seeing that I wasn't in the competition with the top dogs like I was in indoor season, and I was seeing it as I'm doing bad. I learned that I have to give myself grace because at the end of the day, I'm 18 years old. And at the end of the day, I'm blessed to be in the position I'm in. My coaches picked me for a reason, and I'm on this team for a reason. And all I have to do is just have fun with it. Because I was sucking the fun out of the sport that I love. I kept putting the fact that I wasn't running 12 seconds, and I was holding it over my head. And I was like, every single time I stepped on the track, I was like, if it's not 12 seconds, I'm not happy. If I don't run 12 seconds, it's the end of the world. And I was the last one out of the entire hurdle group to hit 12. I feel like God really had to show me that I have my own journey and I cannot compare my journey to my teammates. And I had to really learn that I cannot hold this number of 12 over my head, and I just need to run. I cannot go out there and chase a time. The time gotta be chasing me. Everybody's journey is a different journey, and you're gonna progress at the rate that God is gonna let you progress. You can have your own goals and have your own ideas on what you wanna do in your life, but at the end of the day, God is gonna have His own path and His own plans for you in your future. Every little trial and tribulation you go through, there's always another side of it towards something you're doing good. Yeah, man, I can't hit 12 seconds, but at least I'm PRing. That's all I had to think about, but I wasn't. I was just not in the right headspace. And once I got in my right headspace, as soon as I got on the track, I ran 12:97. And that was the first time where I felt like I wasn't holding 12 over my head the entire season. That 12:97, I felt like I can go a lot faster too. So I was like, man, this is the perfect time to even be running 12:97. Because now I can run at natties anyways, that doesn't matter. But after I hit that 12:97, you don't believe what happened after I hit that 12:97.
And they'll blow this one dead.
And you are in a race that has a false start. What is going through your head to reset?
Can't focus on what's happening around you, and you just want to the name of the game.
And it looks like Maddi Cooper.
Super unfortunate.
Cooper coming off of a lifetime best 12:97 in round number 1 is going to see her freshman year come to an end.
Wow.
She was a finalist in the 60 hurdles indoors, was 6th in that event, but unfortunately we'll see her year end. Out of the remaining 7 participants, 3 will qualify automatically.
Nah, I've watched that video so many times, and I still can't believe that happened to me. But I'm glad it happened my freshman season. Not happy it happened during that race because that made me not qualified in NCAAs. Yeah, I was really sad though. I was really mad after that. I really wanted to go to Natties. It wasn't in my favor. God took that away from me quick. But it's okay. Things happen, you know? Everybody's gonna have a race with a false start. It's bound to happen, and I'm glad it happened my freshman year. I actually took that with a grain of salt, and I was like, you know what? It's gonna be okay. I false started in front of everybody and got my plane ticket to Natties revoked, but that's okay. Yeah. But lucky me, I'm on the younger side of being a freshman in college, so I'm able to compete at the U20 World Championships. So my season, my track season technically wasn't over, but my NCAA season was over with. I ended up still flying down to Oregon with the team for NCAAs just so I could train with the team leading up to the U20 trials. So I was blessed to still be in that environment with my teammates even though I wasn't competing. So, and on top of that, we ended up winning. We won indoor and we won outdoor. And I'm just blessed to be a part of a team with all this talent on here. Now it's time for the U20 trials, and it was back in Oregon. So I stayed in Oregon for 2 weeks. First week was for NCAAs where I was just watching. Second week was for U20 trials. Every single time I touched the track in Oregon, I PR. I went in the prelims and I went 12.97 or 12.96 or something like that. And then I went in the finals and I went 12.91. So that's even a bigger jump. I almost ran 12.8. I got to PR and I really just ran my race the whole time. I didn't get pushed, nothing like that. I just got out and I just ran my race the whole time. It's so freeing when you finally feel like you can run your race and have fun. So I were to give my entire season as a whole, I think I would give myself an A+++. I'm only giving myself that grade though because throughout this season, regardless of my performance, regardless of how I did on the track, how I did in the classroom, because I did good, by the way, if you were asking, A's and B's.
Clock it.
But if you was asking, like, regardless of all that, regardless if I got my goals for the season, I was able to go through hardship and bounce back. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's a skill that you have to learn as an adult. And I think this year, from when I first stepped on campus to now, I've matured so much and I've been able to learn that lesson. What I learned this season coming up over that means a lot more than running 12 seconds in the 100-meter hurdles. So to all the incoming freshmen out there or college athletes that are watching this video, you just gotta trust in yourself. You just got it. You just gotta truly believe in yourself. It sounds really cliche, but you really just have to believe and not give up on yourself. Because once you give up on yourself, that race is already lost. God is gonna point you in the direction of glory. I had to go through the lesson time and time again where I felt like I was failing when whole time I was succeeding and I didn't know. At the end of the day, you gonna be great. Hey, end of the day gonna end. Amen. Alright, I think that concludes today's video. Let me know if you guys want to see more content like this. If y'all want to see like daily vlogs, meet vlogs, I can do a video of why I chose UGA. Let me know in the comments below. That would be very appreciated. Just let me know, please, because I'm trying to get on this content stuff. Because I can't just be a college athlete and not do content. That's so boring. I'm trying to get to this money. Anyways, that concludes today's video. Why did I do that? That concludes today's video. Bye, chat.